Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Aaron, and we will continue on with the adventures of Knut HOLGERSSON. When he left last time, he had just got done resting and recuperating and getting ready to go to Springtide to find Raveig, the volva. So our first task will be to, let's see, did I set that journey? Yeah. Alright, so we already set that journey. And we're going to go right to the moves. And alright, where's it at? Undertake a journey. That's the first thing. Undertake a journey. Let's see what it does for us here. Okay, strong hit. A strong hit. Reach a waypoint. The waypoint is unknown to you. Alright. So I'm going to come over here to our journeys. And I'm going to make that strong hit. Because it's troublesome, it should get in 3. And I'm going to see about making a waypoint just to see. Work a roller. No. So I guess this time I'll use this because it's easier than getting that other thing. So it's a bridge. It's an expansive bridge. Okay, so he comes across an expansive bridge, which must run through one of the must run over the other. When we first described Odensborg, it was set on a waterway, so he makes good travel and then passes down the next day and heads to finds a bridge. It's pretty impressive to look upon. It looks old. He's wondering if it's even if it was even made by men. But he has a quick bite and a nap and wakes up the next morning and carries on. Okay, so that is going to be a weak hit on our undertake a journey. Okay, reach waypoint and suffer -1 supply. So I'm going to come over to supply and I'm going to come to supply, -1 supply. I've noticed as I watch my videos that I have this tendency to start to mumble a little bit or go down low like I'm whispering to myself or something. So I'm going to try to work on that because it's kind of irritating for me to listen to. So when that volume drops like that. Let's see. So we come across as our waypoint a flooded ravine. So I guess that is a probably still following along the river. I'm going to say that it's 50-50 that this flooded ravine is going to cause Knut an issue. 51 or higher, he's going to have to make a detour or something, or figure out a way to get through this flooded ravine. Possibly an old bridge or something washed out, a lesser bridge than the grand expensive one he just came across. Okay, 57. All right, so this is going to cause him an issue. Now let me go mark my journey before I forget. And I think to get across, he looks around, he's going to see if he can build a... Just want to build a raft or something? Not really. It might take a little time. And I think he's gonna do the basic thing first. He's gonna walk around and look for a place to ford the river. So I'm gonna call that as a secure an advantage roll, and I'll say wits probably, since he's looking for something. Okay, that one came up like on its corner. Okay, 4. Yikes. All right. Secure an advantage on a weak hit, or not a weak hit, I mean a fail. Pay the price. Let's see what that price is. I'm gonna use my get my lodestar from my skeletal librarian, and we'll see what the pay the price is. I keep considering using the die roller in the app more often, and it is cool. I do like it, but I just like rolling my dice. I like rolling my dice. If I get a really bad result, maybe I'll use the dice roller instead. Just kidding. All right, pay the price. So as he's looking around, he thinks maybe he's found a place to ford the river, but a new danger or foe is revealed. Okay, so he is set upon by some manner of enemy. Let's see. What kind of enemy would it be? Okay, is it... I'm going to say that it is likely that is some group of human raiders or Skraeling, just because it's, you know, it's not everything is some kind of big monster. So let's see, I guess I can use this challenge rank. Let's see what challenge rank it is. A 65, so a formidable. So it's going to be either a big group of people or some kind of like champion or something. Although actually, I didn't roll to see if see what it was. So we'll go over to our chart, and I'll say, yeah, likely. It's likely that it's going to be some kind of human opponent. In part because everything he's fought so far has been some kind of undead monster or something. All right, 29. Okay, so it is some kind of human. Let's see, what it'd be a good... yeah, I think I'm just going to go with bandits. It's a group of bandits. So that will be formidable. To make our enter the fray. We'll make this guy here real quick. Foe category is going to be Ironlander. We'll call them Raiders. Add him there, and I'm going to come down, and because it's a bigger group, I'm going to change it to formidable. So they may give me some. They may give Knut some trouble. So as he's walking along, looking for the way across, they of course have, they've been watching the area. They probably work this area. So as he's going into a place that looks like it might be a safe place to ford, but it's not really, and they know this. So this is where they've set up their ambush. They come out from the woods and set along the shore, or the bank of this flooded ravine. I guess it would be a bank. Yeah. Of this flooded ravine. Knut gets his shield and his spear ready. He's kind of at a disadvantage to start with because he's in the water. So he's going to start off. He's going to try to intimidate them. He's going to you are dealing with Knut Holgersson, Thane of Odensborg. He's just going to throw that in there to help out. Even though he's not really a Thane of Odensborg, he is a Thane. So it's worth, might as well pump himself up a little bit. So he's going to try to convince them as they're shouting and jeering and demanding that he give up his goods, especially the cloak, his bear fur. They like that. One of the bigger ones says, "I think if you give us that spear and your cloak, we can let you go." And Knut says, "You are facing death. You are facing Hilda the spear, who has opened the bloodline, opened the veins of more foes than you can count." And so I think that will be, let's see, that's going to be a compel. So I'm going to, all right, roll iron. I'm going to try to incite, or not incite, threaten them. He's going to threaten them, and because, he doesn't want to fight. He just wants to go get Raveig. So compel with iron. Okay, iron is 3, so a weak hit. Let's see. So basically kind of what he was saying before. They ask for something of you in return, and I said, "We will leave you alone, Thane, but you must pay to pass through our lands. You have treaded in our sacred ravine." And of course, Knut, let's see, he's not really inclined to give himself, to give his things away to a group of bandits. So he's going to slowly walk towards them, acting calm, and when he thinks he can get close enough, he's going to charge. He's hoping that they'll just scatter because he doesn't want to get into a fight. But he is Knut Holgersson, and a fight with people like these might be good. So now we're just going to enter the fray. There's a lot of them. There's a handful of them, and that's going to be an issue. He's going to charge in. Let's see. I guess that would. No. I guess maybe that would be Shadow, as he's trying to sneak. Yeah, he's trying to convince him that he's given up. So I'll say that's a Shadow. And in this case, that's a weak hit. Now, on a weak hit, bolster your position or take initiative. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take initiative. He comes slogging out of the water, kind of gives this this you got me grin, and as soon as he feels like he's on a stable ground, he picks out the weakest or the youngest looking raider, the one he is hoping will have the least amount of experience, and he just charges and tries to put Hilda into this kid's chest, and then burst through them so that to make it harder for them to surround. So he's going to enter the fray. No, I just didn't enter the fray. Sorry, he's got initiative. It's going to be strike. Okay, strong hit. That was a strong hit. So he's going to take the He's going to take the +1 damage. Hit the raiders. 1, 2, 3. So he runs through and he buries his spear in this kid's belly and shoves him away as he jerks his spear out, and he finds a place to he finds a place where the other people can't surround him right away, but he's going to go ahead and he's going to start jabbing at the next guy with his spear, knocking his weapon aside and trying to put Hilder as far as he can in the next guy in line. Okay, so that's a weak hit. It's going to be his 2 points of damage. Doom, doom. But now he loses initiative. They're immediately going to try to swarm around him. So he's going to have to, let's see. Just had one of those little "am I recording" moments, which I've had more than once, where I thought I was doing. I knew it was great. You know, I hate that you guys missed it all, but it was just perfect. And then, you know, I realized that I was still on pause or had not started to record. So I'm gonna have him face a danger, because he's trying to, they're trying to swarm over him, and he's going to, yeah, action forceful defense. So they try to swarm around him, and he's trying to go kind of around them, and he's knocking and punching and stabbing. He's shield bashing, trying to get the initiative until he can get back in place here. Okay, so 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know. Does he want to spend his momentum? That's a miss. Yeah, it's a dramatic, costly turn of events. I don't know if I want to do that. No. Okay. He's gonna save his momentum. They managed to swarm around him. They've got someone got behind him. Looks like someone's hooked his shield with their axe and is trying to pull it aside and open it up for someone else. But we're gonna go over to the pay the price, and we're gonna see exactly what that entails, because he's still fighting. He's not necessarily hit. Although he might be. Okay, that's actually a 42. A new danger or foe is revealed. Okay, so we'll use the environment on this one. They've got, he manages to keep from getting overrun. There's some nicks. He's got some bruises, as you know, his helmet rings a little bit from some shots that he can't quite stop as they're surrounding. But as he looks down, he finds himself, he's been backed up toward the edge of this flooded ravine. So that's not good for him. And so he's going to clash, and he's going to try to keep from getting pushed off into that ravine. Okay. All right. Excellent. So that's a strong hit with a clash. So he gains the momentum, and he's going to do the inflict harm. So we go back over to our enter the fray. Add 1 to the harm. 1, 2, 3. All right, so one shoves into him on his shield, trying to knock him off the ravine into this flooded water, because what do they care if he drowns or if they stab him, right? Instead, he smashes the guy in the teeth and throws him in the water, and he splashes, and he's carrying on in the background. And the Knut is going to try to end the fight. He's got initiative, and since he's got initiative, he's got a pretty good shot. He's going to end the fight. He's going to find the tallest guy, the one who seems to be in charge, and he's going to let out a battle cry, scream, and knock everyone aside, and thrust. Okay, excellent. So he gets a strong hit on the raider. He shoves Hilder into the raider's side, twists it, and then kicks him off his spear. And he turns, and he's got some, he's got some blood splatter all over his spear, and the boss's entrails are kind of hanging off of Hilder, and the few remaining, mostly young, hungry type raiders, they look on in fear, and they flee. They just scatter in different directions. And so that turned out good. I'm going to go ahead and just click on that to get that off of the thing. Oh, I'm done with you too. Get that husk off there. All right, so Knut looks around, and he cleans Hilder off. He finds some hack silver. He finds some gold and some silver. He finds some rations. Let's see. Now he had let's see, his asset for veteran. When you resupply by looting the dead, take one. And okay. All right, so what he's going to, now he doesn't have that selected. But that resupply by looting the dead, that seems like a reasonable thing to do. But I'm not even going to have him. I'm not going to have him roll. He's only down one supply, and all he really needs is, some bread, and surely they've got something. He killed enough. He doesn't find anything worth looting that he wants from them as far as well, let's see. They're raiders. I'll say it's unlikely they have anything that's really worthwhile to him. Yeah. Yeah, just a little bit of hack silver and a little bit some rations, just enough to increase his supply back up to 1. And now he's going to, he looks around and carries on. He does find the spot that is safe to cross the ravine, because that's kind of where their camp was, and he grabs himself a leg of whatever they're roasting, leg of beast, as he passes through their camp and fords probably one of the only safe ways across this ravine. Now we're going to go back to travel. Undertake a journey. All right. Another weak hit. You reach a waypoint and mark progress. Oh, didn't mean to do that. All right, so as he approaches what he believes should be springtide, as he's going, heading through the hills, he ends up having to eat a little bit of food. And let's see what our waypoint is. See if there's anything interesting. This is new land to him. He probably has ridden through it at some point, since it's close to Odensborg, and his family has done their, have ridden through, and back years ago when he was still footloose and fancy free. comes across a high mystical site. A high mystical site. So probably, so he's walking along and he's seeing, as he's approaching springtide, he knows he's getting close because the springtide is well known for having a shrine up on a nearby hill that you can see for miles around. It's basically just a, a large cairn of big stacked rocks. But it's well known, so he knows he's getting near. Is there actually anything mystical about the site? I'll say likely. 51. 51 or higher. Okay, so there's something actually mystical about it. He can, with his sight, where it kind of goes into this quickening kind of look or whatever, he can see the, he can see there's something, some kind of aura, some kind of glow about it, something like that. But he's not here for that, and it's just kind of an interesting scene. He's still not sure about the gods, because part of him is wondering if maybe he should go up and offer some kind of prayer. And he figures it can't hurt. So he's going to go up and he's going to visit this site, and he climbs the hill, and on the other side it looks like there's a young woman in a white robe. She doesn't say anything to him, but she has a bowl, she has some kind of face painting on, and around the bottom of the cairn there are puddles of where things have been sacrificed, animals, people, whatever, to the gods. Old little knickknacks and sacrifices, gifts and things. Some hack silver here, some flowers there, things like that. Bones, the decorated bones that people have put up there as offerings to the god, and so he will give. That will be the. I think that'll be the supply. He gives an offering to. He puts it in the bowl, and he says a quick prayer to Thor. Hope you're still alive, Thor. Please, please bless me. I guess he does like a Thor upside down cross kind of thing, maybe. But he can definitely feel the power. So if there is a place where Thor might hear his prayer, this certainly seems like one. So he does his prayers and gives his sacrifice, and he heads down to springtide. All right, let's head over to the map. We'll head over to our map and click on springtide just to see what we got there. Okay, so there's a large crystal, and it's led by Frigurd Elligsdottir. Okay, so as he approaches, the village of Springtide. It's not a very big one, and it's not a very big village, but it does have a wall around it, palisade around it. And as he approaches, the gates are open. He approaches and finds finds some people that are working nearby kind of pick up axes and approach the gate. Say, "What do you want, stranger?" He said, I am Thane Knut HOLGERSSON. I'm here for Raveig, the Jarl's volva." And they look at each other. Says, come with us. You must talk to Frigard. And so he follows them, and they lead him to the great hall in the center of town. And on the they walk in, and on the throne, well, not really on the throne, but she's sitting at her table, snacking on some, I don't know, venison or something. And there's a few people that are hanging around, but it doesn't look like there's any official business going on. She's just in there chit-chatting and doing the business of the household. The two men escort Knut in and say, Frigard, he says he is here from the Jarl looking for the volva. And Frigard looks up at him, and let's see what her initial reaction is. How does she react? How does she talk to him? All right, come on, where you at? Character disposition, let's see, 43. All right, so she's suspicious. I guess makes sense. Knut can tell. You can tell that something's going on because he's not seeing this official of the Jarl anywhere. And the way that the two men brought in, you know, they were not, they didn't look very happy about him asking. So this is where we're going to decide what kind of trouble is Raveig in that we need to figure out. What kind of trouble? 31. Uncover 56. Advantage. Uncover advantage. Okay, so the initial problem, she was there to open up the trade to get these flowers for dyeing back in Odensburg, so that they could get back up to speed with their textile production. And here, let's see what spring tides. Okay, territory dispute. That makes sense. And the negotiations here did not go as planned, I guess. And okay, so Frigard, she's an older woman, probably in her 50s, maybe 60, and she gives Knut a stern look and says, "So you are another one of the Jarl's men, are you? I am here representing him, but I am not part of his household. I mostly need to talk to Raveig about something completely separate. She was overdue. He asked me to come and check on her and bring her back. I know that the two of you have some kind of dispute, and I have nothing to do with that. I am just here to seek guidance from the volva." So Frigard, she kind of scratches her wrinkled skin. She looks at some of the people, gives them glances, and rubs her chin again. She has a couple straggly white hairs off of one corner there. Since you say you're not one of the Jarl's men, then you probably don't know that our dispute is over his claims against the lands that we grow our dye flowers on. It supposedly belongs to Odensburg, due to some unprovable, long-forgotten, but certainly enforceable treaty. Well, we will not have it. Instead of offering us fair trade for these to fix their problem, whatever their problem is, they demand. Raveig herself, I think, is more reasonable than the Jarl, but she's still under his boot. I refused. I refused and said that unless there was a way to prove that we had these lands, that the Jarl is going to have to pay us full trade value of what we're demanding. Otherwise, we'll use it for ourselves. We sell fabric, we sell the wool, and certainly if we let him have all of our plants this season to make the dye, we won't have enough for ourselves. Okay, you're right. I did not know any of that, but I'm not sure how that applies. I'm simply seeking Raveig. Is she here? Well, it applies, young man, because Raveig has headed away to try to prove. She cast her runes and did some of her sorcery, some of her seeder, and sought the spirits to guide her, how she could prove that the land belongs to Odensborg, or that we owe them some kind of debt to give this to them. She wandered off, and we have not seen her since. My sense is, my belief is that she is headed to a place where she feels that she will find this information. One of my nephews followed her for a ways after she left town, and I'm almost convinced that she is heading to... Where would she be heading to? Let's see. So it's either going to be a... probably some kind of site. It's either going to be some kind of site, or maybe another village, or a seer, or a mystic. Let's see. Or maybe she's on her way to visit some kind of... Okay. She's looking... Raveig is looking for information on a way to prove this agreement from long ago, and so she's either got to go someplace where she's going to find some kind of rune marker or something that she can point at and say, see, look, it's true, or somebody who can help her prove it. And I'm thinking that maybe she's headed for a wise man in a nearby tribe of Skraeling, who she believes has some kind of reason. There's some kind of reason that she thinks that this tribe has it. I'm going to say that's 50-50. If it's 51 or higher, she went to the Skraeling, and if it's below that, then she has gone to some kind of site to seek out something. Okay, 93. I believe that she is headed to the lands of the Skraeling to the south. There's a large tribe of them, and they are known to have wise men and women there who know tales of the past. The Skraeling have been here before our forefathers fled Ragnarökr. But if she thinks that I'm going to give over my lands to the Jarl, based on the words of some old barbarian, some wild-eyed shaman, then she is sadly mistaken. But that's where she is. And truly, if you are just here to see her, That's where you'll need to go. I can have my nephew guide you to the end of town, where you can see. It is late. You are welcome to stay the night in my long house, Knut HOLGERSSON. Let's see, does she recognize him? She's been around for a while. Knut HOLGERSSON. Let's see. Oh, okay, she does. Knut HOLGERSSON. The son of Holger. What was his name? Holger the what? Let me go look it up. Knut HOLGERSSON. Are you son of Holgar the Impending? I am proud to say that was my father. I knew him. He traveled these lands many times in his voyages. I suspect I have probably seen you in his band too. Well, you are welcome to stay. Come, tell us some tales of your father. Tell us brave stories of your lineage, Knut. And he's going to. He's gonna take that. I guess we'll call it a sojourn. He might get his supply back. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. See if he can tell his stories without coming off like an ass. Okay, so 4. That's a heart. Yeah, all right. So he doesn't get on too well with people. He's not the best storyteller, so he has to completely rely on the stories or come off sounding poorly. But on a hit, okay, he doesn't have a bond. There's nothing that he's just met them. There's no way to get those. Okay, choose one and equip. Okay, so he's going to go ahead and increase his supplies. He spends the day talking about Holger the Impending and telling them tales of their raids and their Viking travels. And he sets off the next day to the Skrailinge lands. It's pretty open, so I'm not gonna make him do a journey or anything like that. I will, however, on his, I will have him mark progress on his vow, though, because he's found where she's at. So I'll go ahead and I'll mark 2 because he's made it to where she's at and he's found out where she's going. And he found out a little bit more about what was going on. So the next day he's going to head south into the Skrailinge lands. And I think we will call it right there. 45 minutes seems a goodly time. Thank you everybody for hanging through, and we'll see if Knut can get his spear, get himself into some more trouble on his adventures. Thanks for stopping by. Happy gaming.